Hello, Los Angeles Lakers fan. We're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates. First of all, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It's crucial for you to stay informed with the news daily. Without further ado, let's get to the news. Something big is brewing inside the Los Angeles Lakers locker room. And it's not the usual mid-season frustration or tired excuses after a tough loss. According to sources close to the team, head coach JJ Redick has dropped a bomb behind closed doors, claiming that there's a player inside the roster who's poisoning the locker room. That's right. Redick reportedly told his coaching staff and a few front office members that one of his players is spreading negativity, dividing teammates, and undermining the unity he's been trying to build since taking the job. For a rookie head coach already under pressure to deliver results, this kind of drama is the last thing he needs. But the craziest part is that insiders say Redick didn't hold back. He confronted the team, saying something like, "You know who you are?" This energy stops now. The tension that followed, according to multiple people, could be cut with a knife. Teammates exchanged uneasy looks, and whispers started flying about who Redick might be talking about. While the team tried to downplay it publicly, those close to the situation say the air in that locker room has never felt heavier. Things apparently reached a breaking point during a recent team meeting after another disappointing loss. Redick, known for his sharp basketball IQ and candid personality, reportedly went off script and addressed what he described as a toxic vibe inside the team. Sources say he accused certain players of caring more about personal stats and social media narratives than about winning games. Some players nodded in agreement, but others stayed quiet, arms crossed, heads down. That silence, one insider described, was louder than any argument. Redick, who came into coaching with a reputation for being a player's guy, seems to be learning fast how fragile NBA locker rooms can be when egos clash and losing amplifies every flaw. The phrase "poisoning the locker room" has since spread like wildfire through Lakers circles, with fans and media trying to decode who the target might be. Was it a starter frustrated with his role? A veteran losing patience? Or maybe a young player whose attitude is rubbing teammates the wrong way? The mystery has only added fuel to an already burning narrative around the team's struggles. Behind the scenes, multiple sources suggest that the tension may have started weeks ago, when Redick reportedly benched a key player late in a close game. That move didn't sit well with parts of the locker room, especially those who felt the player in question was being unfairly singled out. Since then, subtle signs of division began to appear. Missed high fives, passive-aggressive post-game interviews, and even quieter team dinners on the road. Redick, who's always been vocal about accountability, seems to have reached his limit. Insiders say he's been demanding more professionalism and focus, warning that the culture has to come before the clout. Those are strong words coming from a coach who's still earning his stripes in the league. The front office, meanwhile, is reportedly monitoring the situation closely but hasn't intervened yet, believing Redick deserves the chance to handle it his way. What's clear is that this isn't just another rumor. It's a sign that something inside the Lakers machine is grinding, and Redick might be the one brave enough, or desperate enough, to call it out. What's fascinating is how the players have reacted since the story began leaking. On the surface, everyone's trying to keep it professional. Post-game interviews are filled with the usual cliches about staying together, trusting the process, and focusing on basketball. But according to people close to the team, the energy behind the scenes tells a very different story. Some players have reportedly stopped talking to each other altogether. The younger guys, uncertain about where they stand, are said to be walking on eggshells, afraid to get caught in the middle of a conflict that's clearly bigger than them. Redick, for his part, has been keeping practices intense, cutting out small talk, and focusing strictly on execution. It's a clear message. Enough drama. It's time to perform. Yet the whispers continue. Every time a player shows visible frustration on the bench or skips a media availability, fans immediately start speculating. Is that the poison Redick was talking about? The speculation has become its own storyline, overshadowing the team's on-court performance. The interesting twist here is that Redick himself has never been known for backing down from confrontation. During his playing days, he was fiery, outspoken, and unafraid to challenge even the biggest names in the locker room. That personality seems to have carried over into his coaching career. But there's a fine line between demanding accountability and alienating your roster. According to insiders, some veterans have quietly questioned Redick's approach, suggesting that he's trying too hard to prove himself instead of building trust. Others defend him, saying the Lakers needed someone to shake things up and break old habits. Whatever the case, this situation is turning into a psychological chess match between a coach fighting for authority and a team still searching for identity. And as history shows, when the Lakers' locker room starts to fracture, the headlines only get louder, the pressure only grows, and patience wears thinner by the day. At this point, fans and analysts are bracing for what might come next. Will Redick make a drastic lineup change? Will the front office step in to restore order? Or will the team implode from within, just as the season begins to hit its toughest stretch? For now, Redick's words, "There's a player poisoning the locker room," are echoing through the NBA landscape like a thunderclap. Everyone's got a theory, everyone's got a name in mind, and everyone's waiting for the next shoe to drop. The only certainty is that this story isn't over. If anything, it's just beginning. The Lakers have always thrived on drama, but this feels different. This feels personal. And in a league where chemistry can make or break a season, the idea of internal sabotage is as dangerous as it gets. Whether Redick was right or reckless, he's drawn a line in the sand, and there's no going back now. In the days since Redick's explosive comments, the atmosphere around the Lakers has only grown more tense and surreal. Team sources describe practices as dead quiet, with players avoiding eye contact and conversations cut short. It's as if everyone's waiting for someone else to make the next move, to reveal who the alleged locker room poison really is. Even assistant coaches have reportedly started meeting privately, trying to assess the emotional temperature of the roster. Redick himself has been distant, focused, intense, but clearly frustrated. One insider said he's been watching film late into the night, trying to find where the breakdowns in chemistry started. The Lakers are no strangers to internal drama, but this situation feels different because it's not just about basketball. It's about trust. When your coach publicly suggests there's a mole, a manipulator, or simply a bad apple among you, it changes everything. Every handshake, every joke, every conversation starts to feel suspicious. Players are reportedly wondering who's talking to the media, who's stirring the pot, and who's next to be blamed. Fans, of course, are eating this up. Social media has become a detective board filled with theories, clips, and conspiracy threads about who Redick was pointing fingers at. Some think it's a bench player frustrated with minutes. Others swear it's a big-name star who's never vibed with Redick's system. The Lakers community loves its drama almost as much as its championships, and this saga has become the latest soap opera. The memes, the rumors, the speculative tweets, they're all feeding the fire. But inside the locker room, that noise is toxic fuel. Players are human. They read, they scroll, they see their names trending for the wrong reasons. That constant public speculation is starting to mess with the team's focus. One player reportedly told a friend, "We're playing against each other more than we're playing against opponents." That line says it all. A team that once believed in chemistry and culture is now tangled in distrust and defensiveness. The real challenge for Redick now isn't strategy, it's damage control. Interestingly, a few voices in the organization are standing firmly behind Redick. They see his outburst as necessary tough love, a reality check that this roster needed. According to them, too many players had grown comfortable, acting like stars without delivering star-level results. They argue that Redick's message wasn't about one player, but about the whole team needing to look in the mirror. Still, others in the front office worry that the coach's choice of words, especially calling someone poison, might have crossed a line. In professional sports, language matters. Once you imply betrayal, once you accuse someone of sabotaging the group, it's hard to take that back. That's why there's quiet debate within the franchise right now about whether Redick's rookie season growing pains are starting to cost more than they should. He's got the respect of many for speaking his truth, but he's also walking a tightrope between leadership and alienation. If the team doesn't respond soon, his fiery honesty could backfire. Meanwhile, the Lakers stars are stuck in an awkward position. Publicly, they've backed their coach, offering generic statements about unity and accountability. Privately, though, sources say some of them are worn out by the drama. For veterans who've been through years of media storms, this latest one feels exhausting. They just want to play, to win, to move on. But it's hard to ignore an atmosphere so thick with suspicion. During team huddles, the usual energy seems off. Less laughter, less eye contact, more tension. Even simple mistakes on the court are drawing sharper reactions. The pressure is building, and every game feels like a referendum, not just on performance, but on loyalty. Redick's challenge is monumental. He has to somehow rebuild trust while keeping his team focused on results. And in Los Angeles, where every headline echoes louder, that's easier said than done. The city thrives on chaos, but this kind of internal chaos could derail everything. What's fascinating is that despite the controversy, some players have reportedly been inspired by Redick's raw honesty. They see it as a wake-up call, a moment that could either break the team or forge a stronger bond. Practices have gotten more competitive, with players diving for loose balls, arguing over calls, and showing flashes of pride that have been missing. It's almost like Redick's words lit a fuse, and now everyone's trying to prove they're not the one he was talking about. That kind of pride can be dangerous, but it can also spark resurgence. If the Lakers can channel all this tension into motivation, the narrative might flip completely. We've seen teams in turmoil come out stronger before. It just depends on leadership, timing, and whether the locker room decides to unite against the outside noise instead of each other. Redick might have risked everything with his comments, but sometimes breaking the peace is the only way to rebuild real unity. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on. Still, the clock is ticking. The Lakers can't afford to let this internal storm define their season. The Western Conference is brutal, and every loss only intensifies the scrutiny. If Redick can't turn things around soon, whispers about his job security will only grow louder. The organization has invested in him as the future, as the mind who can modernize the team's identity. But leadership in the NBA isn't just about drawing plays. It's about managing egos, emotions, and expectations. Right now, the Lakers are standing at a crossroads. Either they rally behind Redick and rediscover that championship focus, or they spiral into another season of what-ifs and broken chemistry. One thing's for sure, JJ Redick has made himself impossible to ignore. His bold accusation may have shaken the foundation, but it's also exposed the truth. The Lakers' biggest opponent might not be on the court, but inside their own locker room. The NBA rumor mill suggests that the implications of Brown's potential move go beyond individual teams, potentially influencing league-wide competitive balance, media rights, sponsorship opportunities, and global fan engagement. Los Angeles could leverage Brown's star power to attract additional marquee talent, increase merchandise revenue, and create new storylines for marketing and broadcasting campaigns. Boston might use the opportunity to rebuild strategically, ensuring long-term competitiveness while maintaining fan engagement through careful communication and strategic roster moves. Pundits speculate that playoff scenarios could be dramatically altered, with Brown providing the Lakers a unique combination of scoring, defense, and athleticism capable of challenging any opponent. Social media platforms are filled with animated simulations, reaction videos, and endless debates over potential lineups, rotations, and outcomes, further fueling the sense that this trade, if completed, would be transformative. Even casual observers are drawn into the narrative, captivated by the drama, speculation, and near-cinematic storytelling inherent in such a high-profile potential move. As whispers turn into headlines and speculation becomes widespread analysis, the NBA world is collectively bracing for the possibility of one of the most impactful trades of the modern era, a moment that could redefine expectations for teams, players, and fans alike, with Jaylen Brown at the center of a story that promises intrigue, excitement, and unparalleled attention. Finally, insiders maintain that while no official announcement has been made, Momentum behind Jaylen Brown joining the Lakers is undeniable, with multiple sources confirming the discussions are serious, strategic, and potentially imminent. The excitement and tension surrounding the rumor continue to grow, with fans, analysts, and players speculating on every nuance of the deal, from role assignments and tactical fit to financial ramifications and long-term planning. Social media threads, podcasts, and video breakdowns have turned into an all-consuming conversation, with every leak, hint, or cryptic comment analyzed for hidden meaning. Lakers management is reportedly balancing immediate championship aspirations with long-term roster flexibility, while Boston carefully considers how best to maximize value from a star they may be parting with. Experts warn that if the trade occurs, it could set a precedent for other high-profile player movements, altering negotiation dynamics, free agency trends, and draft strategies across the league. Fans are captivated by the possibility, imagining the on-court chemistry, highlight plays, and intense playoff battles that could result from such a blockbuster move. As speculation reaches fever pitch, the narrative around Jaylen Brown potentially joining the Lakers has become a defining storyline of the NBA, blending rumor, strategy, and entertainment into a saga that will be discussed, debated, and dissected for months to come. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.